Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Tricia.
Today, we're talking about proposals and engagement drama.
Ooh.
A precursor to wedding drama. I'm excited.
Same. I love this stuff, as I always say.
Yes. Okay. I thought of this episode because someone that's going to the Taylor Swift concert with me texted in our group and said that she's been seeing a lot of people proposing at the Taylor Swift concert. And
Really?
Like people propose in the crowd, especially during Love Story. And she was like, how do you feel about this? And I was like, low-key, I hate it. For myself.
Same.
For myself. You hate it too.
Wait.
Tell me your thoughts.
It makes me think it's like kind of on par. Sorry, like no hate to anyone that I'm about to talk about. If you're into a niche thing, you know, you do you. That's great. Yeah. But proposing at Taylor Swift during Love Story is on par with proposing in the Magic Kingdom as Disney adults.
Yes.
To me.
Totally.
Nothing wrong with Disney adults.
I feel like I'm on the verge of being a Disney adult, kind of. Not really. I don't know. I like Disney. I like the Disney movies. And I used to collect the pins as a kid. And I still think they're cool. They're very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
But I would not want to be proposed to at Disney World, nor would I want to be proposed to at a baseball game or something like that where it's on the big screen.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But it's funny that you said if that's your thing, like that's fine, because when I was gathering all the stories, I was like, I feel like we're gonna come off as haters. So I just want to clarify, if someone else gets proposed to at Disney World, I feel nothing about that. Like, right. I don't feel internal hatred. I don't judge them. I'm just like, I just feel nothing. Same thing about the Taylor Swift concert. I'm like, yeah, that's so cute. But it's not like I like internally hate them. If it happened to me though, I would be like, what are you doing? I would be like, this is not about you. This is about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making this about you, some random guy? I'm talking about my husband.
Yes.
My fiance or boyfriend, I guess it would be. Yeah.
Also, I kind of think this is probably strange. I don't know. But like in like all aspects of my life, I just feel like that there are things that like go together and match and things that don't. An example that like really gets under my skin sometimes is in like fashion, when people pair like very formal stuff with very casual stuff and like it becomes a trend.
Like what?
I don't
blazers with the biker shorts.
See, that I don't mind. So
okay.
I don't know. It's just, I guess it's like a look. I was very skeptical of like satin like midi skirts with sneakers.
Oh, okay.
They just like did not seem to jive for me, and it took a while, and I kind of like them. I probably don't think I would wear it and feel my most confident, but
yeah,
like it's cute. I now am on board with it, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. There's just certain things that I think go together and certain things that don't. And like Disney World for me is it's an amusement park, and it's for like your love of Disney, and it is not for a marriage proposal. Like I almost feel like a beach or like I don't know, like a sunset spot. Like those in my mind are like the perfect puzzle piece for like an engagement.
Yes, I feel you.
They don't like a baseball game does not fit to the engagement puzzle piece, like in my life at least. Like it just doesn't go together. It feels off.
I feel like that's such a good point about like for our lives, you know?
Yeah.
Like some people, their perfect puzzle piece, they do go together. And I'm like, that is great for you. So anything that we say in this episode is going to be about our lives.
Yeah.
Not about anyone else's.
Right.
Yeah, I agree though. I'm like a baseball game is about sports and having fun and that's
Dollar
it.
dogs.
That's it. I would not be happy if my husband, or I guess it would be boyfriend, proposed. But yeah, during the Taylor Swift concert, I've just been seeing it so much too.
That's
that I'm
funny.
like, it was kind of cool when like one person did it. Because you're like, oh my God, that's so unique. Who thinks to do that? But now it's like, is everyone just getting engaged to Love Story by Taylor Swift at the concert? I don't know.
Wait, do you want to hear something interesting?
Yes.
So I have been seeing a lot of TikToks of people filming. Well, okay, so no. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks of dads and their daughters at the Taylor Swift concert, like dancing together.
Okay.
And it's very wholesome. And like it's very clear like the dad is there just for the daughter.
Yeah.
Go off if you're like a Swiftie and a father, like cool. But like, like the dads are like, they're watching their kids and like they're excited and they're like dancing with them and stuff, and it's really cute. But I'm like like so bad. I always have to read TikTok comments.
Oh, I do too.
It's like I can't form my own opinion these days. I have to see what the mass consensus is, and then I like agree with that. But anyways, a lot of people were commenting on these videos like, why am I seeing so many of these? I wonder if it's a PR stunt by Taylor Swift's people, because there's so many apparently. And also they're like, it's sus that a random person is filming these strangers, and it's just like keeps happening. Oh, like people are always ready to film these dads and their daughters. It's like, how are there that many people on the lookout for that? And then they feel comfortable enough to film it, and then it goes viral like so quickly. Yeah. It's just so sus. And I'm like, I'm upset that it took away the wholesomeness for me, because I was really into it. It was so cute to watch. And then I read these comments, but I'm like, it is true. It's interesting that there's so many of these videos circulating, and I wonder if the proposals are also in that conspiracy.
Oh.
Like it's all a PR stunt.
Okay, I don't think it's a PR stunt. Maybe the first one. I don't know. I think now it's trendy to do it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if it was ever a PR stunt, it was maybe in the beginning for the proposals, because now it's a lot. And I don't think Taylor needs that type of PR.
I agree.
Like I was going to say Taylor doesn't need PR. Like she doesn't need dads and daughters dancing, but I do think everyone needs PR. That's why Coca-Cola still advertises, like the Kardashians still advertise, Apple, everyone needs PR and advertising. But that is weird. I haven't seen any of those videos of dads dancing with daughters.
Interesting.
None. But it does seem weird, because if I saw, I was gonna say if I saw a dad and their daughter being cute, I wouldn't film it. But I did go surfing with a friend of mine last summer, and one of her friends who's a dad and his little daughter were there surfing together, and they were being so cute when we got out of the water, and my friend and I were like taking pictures, and I did start taking pictures of the dad and the daughter so that I could send it to them. And then they had this like handshake or something that they were doing, and I forget if they asked me to take a video of it or if my friend told me to take a video of it. I forget. But I think I took a video of the handshake, and then I sent them all the photos. So I'm like, maybe I would, but I would be so caught up in the Taylor Swift concert that I wouldn't care about other people. Yeah. Even if it was a proposal, I don't think I would. If my phone wasn't already out, and if it was during an iconic song, I would not be filming somebody else, regardless of how cute they are. But maybe there's people that don't care that much about Taylor Swift, and they're like, oh, cute moment. I'm going to get it. I don't know. Interesting.
What's real? What's fake? I don't know.
I'm going to keep an eye out for these videos. And by the time this episode comes out, I will have already gone to the Taylor Swift concert, hopefully, knock on wood, if everything goes to plan. And I guess this episode might have to go out of order depending on how urgent the post-concert update is. Because if I need to share my post-concert update, this episode might have to go up later. I'm thinking this is not, no one cares about this. Anyway, there will be a Taylor Swift update on an episode. I don't know when it will be.
Perfect. I'm excited for it.
Should we get into proposal stories?
Yeah.
I think I might have strong opinions on this, so I'm not trying to offend anyone. Unlike the other episodes, on this episode, I don't want to be offensive.
I don't want to be controversial. Controversial? Controversial. Which one? Controversial.
I say shul.
Shul, okay.
I think my boyfriend is going to propose, but don't like the rings he's slipped up on looking at. Help? So recently my partner and I were going to stream some South Park, but when he opened the browser, his Facebook Messenger was open and he was talking to his mom. Highly unusual, LOL. I didn't catch anything that they said, mostly because I didn't want to pry, but I did see 3 photos of rings, and at a quick glance, I could tell that they definitely were not my style. My partner and I have been together for 2 years, but have known each other over a lifetime. We've discussed marriage before, and going by what I saw, I have a feeling he's going to propose, which is fantastic if he is. However, I really don't know what to do about the ring situation, because I would hate telling him I don't like the ring he got me. I don't think I could. I would feel too awful. But on the other hand, every girl wants to love their engagement ring. After all, you're gonna see it every day for the rest of your life, you know? Any suggestions or advice would be appreciated. I'm so anxious. Am I such a bitch? I am so particular about the jewelry that I like.
Same.
and I would not keep quiet about it.
No, same.
Sorry. Is that superficial? It's just true.
No, so my thinking is that, like, it's a big purchase.
Yeah.
And I would feel so guilty if someone put out all that money for me and I didn't like the item that they bought.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm going to sound like such a spoiled brat, but like for Christmas, like my parents want to know what I want for Christmas, and like it's not like I'm sending them all this stuff, but I do send them direct links to things that maybe I'd had my eye on or maybe something that I need, but it's like the exact thing that I want, because like I don't want them to spend their money and then me like not use it or not like it.
Yeah.
And like I actually return stuff that they've gotten me, like, and it's just because like I'm like, I want, like, maybe I don't need it anymore, and like I just would rather you have your money back, and like I don't think I'm worth it to, like, you know, no, I'm not trying to like be self-deprecating, but like it's just like it's unnecessary. Like I'd rather I only have what I need, and like my parents, you know, aren't dishing out like all this money for me unnecessarily. And, like, it's just, I just feel like it's being considerate of other people, and like it can come off as like maybe ungrateful or spoiled or whatever, but like in my mind, it's like I'd rather like people save their money or their time on me, and you know what I mean?
I've definitely had times where my mom will ask me, do you want me to get you this thing for Christmas? And she's like, I've been looking into it or whatever. And I'm like, no, like don't get me that. Because if it's something that I'm not going to use all the time, or if it's like something that's expensive, I'm like, no, don't waste your money on something that I don't need. So I totally feel you. And I feel horrible when my mom buys me something and I don't like it, or I don't need it,
or don't use it.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want this item to go to waste and just like sit in a corner in my house. And then I don't want the money to go to waste that she spent on it. So I'll be like, oh, like we can maybe return this thing. Like, and I feel so bad because people take such pride in what they give you. But yeah, you don't want it to go to waste. So it's like on a larger scale with an engagement ring. But I wouldn't tell my partner, I don't think. I think what I would do is go to my best friend and be like, this is what I saw. Has he spoken to you about it? Or if you want to maintain the element of surprise, you could go to your best friend or your partner's best friend, or if you're close with his mom, go to the person that he is closest to and maybe slip them a Pinterest board.
I was going to say Pinterest is your best friend with this stuff.
Yeah.
Because then you have options. You're not giving them like one sole picture. So then there is still some surprise too.
I think that's a good idea. I will admit, I am very particular about the jewelry that I wear, just because I feel like I have a very specific style.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to really like jewelry or clothing. And what I like is kind of like weird sometimes. Anyway. But when I don't like something, I really don't like it, especially for myself. Like, that's another thing where if I look at someone else's ring, I'm not like, ugly, stupid, weird. But if it was mine, I'm like, I would just never pick that for myself, and I would never wear it for myself. And yeah, if I didn't like my engagement ring, I would be devastated. Call me like, I don't know, call me, what's the word? Superficial.
Yeah.
But I don't care about a lot of material things, but I really care about my engagement ring. I'm like, the engagement ring, I think I'm gonna let myself spend more money on and be way more particular and make it super special. Because like, I don't really care to drive nice cars or like wear the coolest brand of sneakers or like, I don't know. But an engagement ring, I'm like, that's one thing I care about. So I don't think it's bad to care about it, and I don't think it's bad to share your opinion.
Yeah, and it's like traditionally a very sentimental object.
Right.
Some people pass it down like as an heirloom, like, you know, like, I don't know how I'm gonna say this. There's like things in life these days that are not a big deal that were a big deal back maybe when your grandparents were our age. And this is kind of along the same line. I don't know, like a class ring from high school.
Okay.
Like, your grandparents might have like given their class ring to whoever they're dating, and it was like a big deal.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it had more value back then than it does now. Like, people will buy maybe a high school class ring. You don't even do it really that much anymore. It's like an optional thing. I feel like back then it was more like everyone did it.
Yeah.
And I feel like engagement rings these days are still a big deal, but like they also have that traditional element to them where they've always been a big deal, if you know what I mean. Like, they didn't lose their value over time. I don't know how, like, I don't know if I'm saying this clearly at all, but like you can be superficial about this because like it's almost fun because it's just like such a big deal, and like it's so sentimental, and
like it's always going to matter.
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Okay. I think I got
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think
I literally used another ring as an example. Made no sense.
That's I think how I took what you said is a class ring. It's like when you order it in the moment, you design it and you make it special and you pick the one that you like the best and whatever. And it's really important to you in the moment. But then once you graduate high school, you move on. Some people get married. Some people have kids. Like you have other things in your life that mean more to you than your class ring from high school. But your engagement ring, for many people, until the day you die, it's just as important as it was to you on day one. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And it's okay. I don't know if this is even going to make sense, but it just came into my head. It's almost fun that back in say the 1920s, engagement rings are a big deal. And it's almost fun that they still are the same 100 years later. We've continued that importance that we hold for that item. I just think it's cool. It's not historical, but it's a traditional thing that has carried through. Yeah. And I don't know, it's just a very big deal to some people. Some people think a ring is I don't know, it's just the girl gets it and you're putting it on a girl as a form of not ownership, but
wait, I heard,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So some people don't like engagement rings, and I understand that side of it, but also it's fun that it's a traditional thing that is still a thing now, and it was literally hundreds of years ago too. I just think that that's cool. I don't know if I'm really saying it right.
Wait, so I have two thoughts. Yes, I agree. I feel like it is similar to a wedding dress where it's those traditions are so strong that they've lasted for basically centuries. Although I'm not sure when engagement rings started. I think engagement rings might have been a newer thing, but no, I see what you mean. One interesting side note, I don't know if this is true, but I heard on TikTok someone was telling this story where, you know how in the past or in some cultures there was this idea of a dowry? Yeah. Okay, so the husband, his family or whatever, had to give the wife's family something in order to marry their daughter. At first you're ew, that's so weird, the girl isn't a possession, whatever, but I think it might be more the way that this girl on TikTok was describing it was it's not that they own her, it's that this girl is so valuable that you can't just have her. You got to give us something too. So it's more empowering to think of it like that. Anyway.
I know. I used to think how many goats would I be worth back then?
Oh, infinite, the whole farm. But yeah, I think someone was saying that the engagement ring could be thought of as something similar. It's yeah, you need to give me something because I'm not going to just marry you. I'm too good for I don't know. I love that. You're just worth so much that you need to have something because me saying yes to you is so valuable. So what are you going to give me? I don't know.
Wow, I love that.
It's okay, I get it.
That's fun.
Sure. Yeah.
It's empowering.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's why. I think actually engagement rings, this is horrible, but I'm pretty sure diamond engagement rings are just a marketing tactic from a diamond supplier.
Probably.
Yeah. I think that it's a fairly new concept. And when I say fairly new, I mean decades or the past 50 to 100 years, somewhere in there. Basically a diamond manufacturer was if you really love a girl, you have to give her a diamond and you should buy it from us. And then everyone basically, I don't want to say fell for it,
they're
but everyone was
that checks out.
Yeah, they were you're right. And we will. And then everyone just started doing that. And then it literally stuck on forever. And I do not see that trend ending anytime soon.
No.
I mean, I guess it could be a different gemstone because now I'm seeing way more people are doing something that's not a diamond, but I rarely see anyone that gets engaged that doesn't receive a ring of some point or of some kind. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. I forget the tangent that I went on, but
I don't know. Well,
I think we were just talking about it's okay to care about.
I was just sounding dumb. No, I'm kidding. Weren't. I'm kidding. I am not dumb. But yeah, it's okay to care about it. It's a big deal.
Yes.
It's a big price tag, typically.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And it makes me kind of sad when people post on Reddit or when people post anywhere and they're like, oh, I don't like the ring that my fiance got me. And people are like, it's not about the ring. Like, it's about the marriage. And if you love them, you wouldn't care about the ring. And I just don't think that's true. I think you can love someone deeply and you want to spend your whole life with them, but you just don't like the one piece of jewelry that they got you. And it's okay. Like, I will use what we were saying earlier. Like, my mom has bought me things that I don't like. Does that mean that I don't love my mom?
Right.
No, I don't love anyone else like more than I love my family. Like, but it's okay that my mom got me something and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, it happens in life. And it's okay, I think, to be honest about it and be like, I love you so much. This is just not my style, but I love the thought and I want to spend my life with you. You know, like, does that make you a bitch? Like, does that make you superficial? Like, I don't think so. And so if this was me and I saw my boyfriend about to make a purchase that big, like you're saying, and I didn't like it, should I just let him waste his money and then we're both unhappy? No, I'm going to be honest, because I think that if you're going to spend your life with someone, you should be able to be honest with them.
Yeah.
And
good point.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be honest with them. I would be honest with their best friend. Maybe I'd be honest with them.
If you can get to them in time.
Yeah. True. I guess it depends on what kind of style of engagement you want, because some people like to be surprised. And then some people like to take part in the planning. So
true. Yeah.
If you're not interested in having it be completely a surprise and you're like, oh, we're going to plan it together, you could straight up be like, babe, you know, I don't know exactly what you were doing, but I may or may not have seen a ring that you sent your mom. I would love to share my favorite style rings with you. And like, even saying it like that, I think if you have a healthy relationship, that could go over well. And then if you want to keep it a surprise, or maybe your partner really, really values the surprise. Like, I have a really close friend who proposed to his girlfriend. And for him, he was like, she's so detail oriented and they've been together for so long that they don't have a lot of like surprises. And he really, really valued the surprise element.
Aww.
And so he did so much planning.
Aww.
Yeah, it was so sweet to keep it a surprise. And so if my partner really, really valued the surprise and I knew that, I might go to their friend and be like, and it wasn't like they didn't talk about it. Like, she knew that an engagement was coming. They were together for so long and you talk about marriage, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if his girlfriend saw the ring, he might be sad. I don't know. So maybe that's the time where you talk to their best friend or their mom or their brother or their sister, whatever, and be like, hey, this is my favorite style ring. If you want to share it with Billy, you know?
Right.
But
or like make comments like, I just love gold jewelry. I just could not stop wearing gold jewelry. If you want like a, you know, gold band.
I would definitely do that. Yeah. I'm curious to see the top comments. This is the top comment. The only thing surprising about a proposal should be exactly when and how it happens. So just be honest with him. Hey, I happened to see some pictures of the rings you were looking at and they're not my style. Here's what I would like. That is basically what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him, but do so gently. Your relationship will last longer if you know how to communicate with each other without hurting feelings. I feel like we're on the same page.
Yeah.
On the same wavelength. This next story is titled, I don't like my engagement ring.
I have to say, I could never get away with this stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, I just feel like the minute I see like the ring, it would just show on my face if I like it or not.
Oh,
I'm just not
agreed.
good. Like, I could never like wear it around and pretend that I love it.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit too transparent, I guess.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not that pretending to like a ring is bad, because some people don't care that much about it.
Right.
But if you really care about it, why not be honest, you know?
It's okay to have tastes and preferences.
Yeah. My female 27 boyfriend, male 28, of several years, proposed a few weeks ago and it was incredible. I said yes. We are both so excited. He is without a doubt the love of my life. The only thing is, I don't really like the ring he got me. I don't hate it, but it's not what I want. In a panic, I did briefly start this conversation with him. I love you so much and I want to wear this every second of every day for the rest of my life, but I think we had different priorities for what the ring should look like, And it did not go well. He said that that was the ring he chose for me and it's not returnable. And I quickly told him that I didn't realize how sentimental this was for him and that knowing that made it all the more special. That was a few weeks ago, and all is well between us, but I can't get over the little rock that has settled in the pit of my stomach. It is true that I love the sentiment behind the ring, and it can't be returned or altered. I called and asked. So, what do you think? Am I a total ungrateful jerk for saying anything at all? I really wish he had asked me directly what I want and what is important to me, but he wanted everything to be a surprise. I hate that I feel jealous when I see my girlfriends in love with their ring, and I don't feel the same way. Okay.
That's tough. I could see myself being jealous of other people.
Oh, I would be so jealous.
If they're just like, look at my hand, look at my ring, and I'd be like, couldn't be me.
I really think this needs more conversation and honesty. I wonder how much the ring costs. If it's not returnable, that's fine. That doesn't mean that you can't receive monetary exchange for it. Like, you can sell it to someone else.
That's
or
true.
Another store that does consignment or trades or something. It's not like the value of this ring is just gone forever, and if you don't wear it, you're just gonna lose thousands of dollars. You could commit insurance fraud, lose the ring, file a claim. That was a joke. No, I think that you need to talk to your boyfriend or fiance about this again, because I just think that it is fair to want to wear a ring that you like. You wear it every single day, and maybe put it into perspective for him in the conversation about wedding bands, because you could say, what kind of band do you want? And if he says, oh, gold, simple, whatever, be like, what if I got you a rhinestone silver ring? And then when you told me your true feelings, which are, I love you and I obviously want to wear a ring every day, but I don't think I want to wear this ring. What if I then came and was like, well, this ring means a lot to me, so you have to wear it? Would that feel fair in a partnership? Probably not. So I feel like this needs another conversation. And if it were me, I really care about rings, as I said, and I would have another conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that if this turns into a fight that isn't solvable, or there can't be a compromise other than you just wear the ring you hate, like if that's the only solution is you just have to wear the ring that you don't like, that's not really a solution.
No.
Because he's just getting what he wants, right? So I feel like if this relationship is going to be able to last forever, there may be things in life and in marriage later on that are going to be way more complicated, way harder than a ring. So maybe this conversation is telling about how you guys handle when you disagree.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? I'm like, what else do I say about this?
I know. I'm curious about why it can't be altered, because I'm just curious of what like the ring looks like and what it's made of, because in my experience, I know that you can like take rocks or diamonds and reset them in different bands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just, like, very curious of why it can't be, like, altered in some way. Like, what, I don't know, like I said, like, maybe they can use the rock that he chose or crystal or whatever that he chose, and then maybe put it in a band that the fiancé, the poster likes.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a compromise, because then it's a little bit of both of them in this ring, and it's still special. Like, it's still the original rock from the original day of the proposal and everything. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Or even the metal. Like, obviously metal can be reused. That's why you're able to sell gold.
Right.
So can't gold be, like, melted down and reshaped? So, I mean, maybe they mean altered in the sense that you can't easily add or take away without just completely changing it.
Yeah, like, it might cost extra, which is that's an issue in itself. Like, maybe they can't afford it, but I don't know. Might be worth it if it's something that you really want and it's important to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that he is totally in his right to feel hurt, and he's like, I picked that out. I got it for you. Like, of course it's going to sting at first.
Yeah, he probably did, like, a good amount of research. I don't know this guy. Maybe he didn't. But, like, I don't know. Maybe he put some time into it, so it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like for him to be like, well, it means a lot to me, so you have to wear it forever, and you can't also have another ring that you like. It's like, that's just not fair.
Yeah, no.
So
a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top comment is, TBH, I let my husband choose the engagement ring as a representation of his love for me. He got to choose it. It reminds me of him, and it makes me feel beautiful just knowing he thinks I'm beautiful with it. My wedding ring, on the other hand, I chose because I'm not having 2 ugly rings.
I'm dead. It reminds me of him.
I mean, that's fine
Not
to
having 2
receive
ugly
a ring from your husband and wear it every day, but that doesn't mean anyone else has to do that. I know this person wasn't telling her what to do. She's just sharing her experience. But okay, then have 2 engagement rings then. Get a beautiful diamond ring that you can wear on your right hand or whatever. I don't know. It's funny because when I think about a wedding band, I'm like, I don't care about a wedding band that much. I would rather have the beautiful piece of jewelry that I can wear every day. And then a wedding band, I'm like, I'm not tied to any one style.
Yeah.
So that would not be a good compromise for me, what that top comment said.
Yeah. Right. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Someone else said, tough call, and it depends if he also has this rock in the pit of his stomach. I did the same thing with my fiance, and I could tell she hated it. She'd mention other people saying things, and I noticed she'd leave it at home during work. I was super stressed about it. Difference was she would just lie to me and tell me it was great. You were honest and straight up. It seems like the ball is in his court. All I can say is hopefully he has a friend like mine who just told me, dude, just get another ring and you don't have to think about it anymore. Ended up getting a real basic normal ring, and now she won't take it off.
Aw.
Yeah. I just feel like if you talk about it again and it cannot be resolved, then that means that a piece of jewelry that you're wearing or that you received is more important than the relationship.
Yeah,
like is more
your
important than your happiness. Yeah, which I guess you could also say about the girl, because you're like, oh, a ring is more important than making your husband happy or your fiance happy. But the fiance isn't wearing it every day.
Right.
And imagine if it was like a dress or a pair of shoes or something that your husband got you. And he was like, every event that we go to, you have to wear that dress because I picked it out because I love it for you. Would that go over well? Would we be sitting here being like, yeah, I'll wear the dress that my husband is forcing me to wear, but I'll wear shoes that I like? That's just not a good enough compromise. Like, it's okay to tell someone that you don't want to wear this thing that you don't like every single day of your life.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like if you compare it to literally anything else, these arguments wouldn't work. They wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, just wear the ring that your husband picked out for you to make him happy. It's like, no. Like, if I wanted to wear a skimpy dress and then my boyfriend was like, I don't want you to wear that. Wear this extremely modest dress because it's what I picked out and it's what I like for you. And I think you look beautiful wearing it. Wouldn't every single person in the comments be like, wear whatever you want and fuck him?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it different when it comes to a ring? Have a conversation. I feel like he just needs to understand that it's okay to have a different style.
Right.
And if he can't understand that, then is he mature enough to marry you? I don't know. Am I being too harsh? I don't know.
No, I mean, like, you want to feel confident in what you're wearing, even if it is just like a ring on your finger. Like, you want to feel good about yourself and wear stuff that makes you happy. And like, if you look at your hands, it's not like it's the top of your head that you can't see it unless you're looking in a mirror. Like, you're gonna have constant reminders that you're wearing something that you don't like.
Yeah, and you're gonna see it the most. Like, the person who's wearing the ring is gonna see it way more than the partner who's not. I don't know. I totally understand where the guy is coming from, because if I bought something for someone that I really, really cared about and I loved it and they hated it, I'd be so sad. But would I let it ruin the relationship when I'm not even the one wearing it? Like, I don't know. I would try to get over it.
Yeah, like, maybe just get your thoughts out. Like we keep saying, like, talk about it again.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know, get all your feelings out, but ultimately, like, the ring has to change.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, like, talk it out, get your feelings out, get your hurt out, like, if you are, you know, hurt about it, and then figure out the next step, which is to get a new ring.
I really agree. And all the people that are like, it's done, or like, I've just seen so many posts, not this one specifically, but so many posts about when someone doesn't like the engagement ring that they got, people are like, well, it's done and it can't be changed. It can be changed. Yeah. Every single thing can be changed if you want it to be changed. Right. Maybe it can't be changed today, like financially or whatever, but that doesn't mean that you're stuck with it forever. Yeah. And yeah, this ring, it can't be returned. Sure, maybe it can't be returned to K Jewelers where he bought it. But like, that doesn't mean that no one wants to buy this ring.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that the raw materials are not valuable. Like, you can get money back for this ring. Maybe you'll lose a few $100s in the process, but the ring has value. So let's not like die on that hill.
Right.
You know, I think the ring has to change.
Yeah. And I think it's important, like, say what it is that you don't like about the ring. And then that gives him like a physical thing that he can see that you don't like about the ring, rather than him feeling like it's his love that you don't like about the ring.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's such a good point.
Like, move his target to like where it actually should be. Because
Yes.
it's not you saying that you don't appreciate his love or his gift. It's like you don't like the shape of the diamond or the color of the band or something.
That is such a good point.
Like, it's simpler than it had. Like,
yes,
than you're
it's
making
so
it.
simple.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so simple. I literally just like gold jewelry better than silver, or better than white gold.
Mm-hmm.
Or I like white gold better than yellow gold. Is that really that offensive?
Right.
Like, deep down, not really. And I feel like that is a good way to make it more tangible, rather than just being like, I hate it. Being like, oh, I just want something thinner because it's more practical.
Right.
Or thicker because it's more practical, or whatever. Or when I look at a diamond that is square, I think it's more beautiful than a diamond that is circular. And that's just my style. And like, just like, I'm sure there's clothing that he doesn't like.
Yep.
Be like, oh, do you want to wear this outfit every time you leave for work in the morning? And if he's like, no, I don't like that outfit because that's not my style. Be like, what if I forced you to wear that outfit every single day for the rest of your life? And if you didn't wear it, I was hurt and sad and crying. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's not about him. It's just about the physical looks of an object.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I don't know. I just think it's okay to change a ring.
Not that deep.
Yeah. I'm also not engaged, nor have I ever bought an engagement ring.
Same.
So don't take my advice. I don't know. Okay. I think I've said it. Oh, gosh. This one's so sad. Or I think it is. Am I the asshole for keeping the engagement ring and giving up asking to propose after I proposed in front of my parents and in-laws? It's confusing, but it'll become clear. My 25 female girlfriend, Molly, female 26, for the last 6 months started with a joke that I've already made clear that I don't like. It consists of her saying no quickly to anything I ask. I know it sounds silly, but I ask her to get a glass of water for me and she says no. And after 1 minute, I'm almost getting up and she says she's joking and gets me some water. I ask her to wash the dishes. She says no. I say, I love you. She says no. I ask her to take her clothes. She says no. Everything is joking, and after 30 seconds to 1 minute, she does it, but she is, quote, addicted to doing it. I've already made it clear several times that I don't like it, even more so in the I love you. She's the only person I can say that to, so it's special to me. And there are things that are serious, and I need her to answer seriously. And if she says no to everything jokingly, I can't tell when she's saying a real no. It's already happened. I keep saying this is boring and I don't like it. She stops doing it and then goes back to doing it after a week. After a brief discussion, because she played this prank in front of our friends, me asking, love, can you get me some medicine? And she said no. Kidding. She stopped doing it for 1 month. Yesterday, we welcomed my parents, in-laws, and our 2 best friends to our house. Everyone knew that I was going to propose to her, and I called them because we always plan this proposal with our loved ones attending, participating in this special day. I asked her to marry me, and she said a quick no. And I was so grumpy, panicked, upset. Everyone was looking in shock. For 30 seconds, for her to laugh and say she was joking, finally saying yes. I was so embarrassed and disappointed. I put the ring back in the box and said I'd take it out to cool off. I didn't even let her say anything. She kept texting me, no answering calls, saying it was just a joke and that I knew she always did that. She said that I left a difficult situation in the house because it was very clear that I'd given up on the proposal and did so in front of my parents and in-laws. She stressed that I was making the situation uncomfortable because of a silly joke. Well, I slept in a hotel and I'm still in it. My parents supported me, but my in-laws are calling me an asshole for giving up on proposing, disproportionately humiliating their daughter. I just really think there's time for jokes, and that moment clearly wasn't. She knew I didn't like it and decided to do it anyway. Am I the asshole?
Oof.
So bad.
That's so awkward.
I think I have my thoughts. Do you want to go first? I don't want to sway you.
I agree that there is like a time and a place for jokes.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier in this episode, there are things that fit into situations and there are things that don't fit. And like, I am all for humor and joking. Like, I love that all the time. But I don't know, there's certain moments where you care more about like the sentimentality, and a joke just like ruins that. And it's like, it's just so much more meaningful, especially when someone who's always using humor, when they can like kind of make themselves serious and show their true feelings and emotions in a way that like might make them uncomfortable. It's like, it's like meaningful because it's like, you know, that might be hard for them. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's almost like more special when someone who's always a jokester says something really sentimental, because you're like, oh, that's out of character. Like, they must have really meant it.
Yeah. And like, I don't know these people, and I'm sure like there are proposals and engagements where jokes are very fitting with their personality and maybe the environment and stuff. But like, I don't know. I just think it's in bad taste to make a joke to like one of the most important questions that you could be asked in your life.
Yeah.
I think that to leave the situation and go sleep in a hotel is kind of a lot, but like, I'm not there. I'm not in their shoes. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's tough.
I would be so sad, especially since OP expressed how they feel about this.
Yes.
And it seems like they've expressed it multiple times. She's been doing this joke for 6 months. And OP's asked her multiple times to stop, especially when it's something important, like saying I love you. And I feel like her just not changing it is so disrespectful.
Yes.
This makes me think of in high school, I had this situation where I was really close friends with this girl, but for like the first few years of high school, we weren't as close. And then senior year, we got way closer. But in the beginning, we just had this more like superficial relationship where we always just like joked with each other. You know how when you're in high school, it's these like stupid jokes where you're mean to each other.
Yeah.
And you like think that's entertaining and funny. We would always just be mean to each other, and then we'd like laugh it off. But we almost never had an actual conversation. And like every time we greeted each other, it was with this like stupid joke. And it got to the point where it was so annoying for me because we were getting older and like we were forming a deeper connection, but the jokes didn't stop.
Yeah.
And it annoyed me so much.
It's like, just grow up.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember there was like friend drama with another girl that was in our friend group. And I remember me and this friend had a conversation and we're like, let's just literally talk about all of our problems because this is like getting ridiculous, this like stupid drama. And we told each other what annoyed each other about the friendship and like where this drama was coming from. And I told her that it annoys me how often we do the like stupid mean jokes. And I'm like, can we just have normal conversations? And she was like, yeah. And then whatever she said to me, I kind of forget what she said to me, but she stopped making those stupid jokes. And our relationship was so much better afterwards. And I'm like, if you said this to your girlfriend and your partner, why can't she just stop it? People are able to stop a joke that other people don't think is funny.
Yeah.
Also, it's not a joke if you're the only person that's laughing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that like idea that when people are just mean and they're like, it's a joke. And it's like, it's not a joke if it's hurting the people that you love.
Yeah.
And it's clearly hurting your girlfriend / fiance. So why are you continuing that?
It's like, it feels like it's a joke that's probably like meaningless to the girl that's doing it, but obviously it has a lot of meaning to OP.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, if it's not that big of a deal, just stop. Because it is a big deal to your partner who you love and who loves you. So like, just stop. And it's like every time you don't stop and you continue doing it, like it definitely is going to sting a little bit more each time, you know?
Yeah.
So to do it during a proposal, that just seems like
I completely agree
horrible.
with what you were saying about the, like, there's a time and a place for certain things, for joking, and some things go together and some things don't. And how I view proposals, the joking doesn't fit. And I just like really wonder if these two people are deeply compatible, if this is affecting OP this much.
Right.
Like if it meant that much to her. I mean, I get that people who spend their lives together have like big, crazy blowout fights. That doesn't mean they're like not meant to be together. But it's just really weird that the girlfriend wasn't able to do this like one thing
Yeah.
that OP asked of her. And it's just to stop making this dumb joke that hurts OP during sentimental moments. And it's like, you can't even stop doing that.
Right.
Like, do you care about your girlfriend? I don't know. It would just piss me off so much too.
Same.
So I'm on OP's side
Yeah.
for this one. And like moving to a hotel for the night, sure, yeah, that might seem dramatic, but you can feel however you want. And if it's going to make you feel better to sleep at a hotel that night, go for it. I don't know the next step though.
I know.
Other than just
Tough.
talking about it again, and if you still want to marry her, working through it together. And if you want to do a new proposal and have it go as planned, that's great. If you want to stay engaged, because she did say yes after 30 seconds of saying no. But if you want to stay engaged and be engaged, that's great too. But this is going to take a lot of open and honest communication to work through.
Yes.
It would make me very sad. I'm going to read the top comment. Not the asshole. Out of all the things that are wrong from her side, one that stands out to me most is that afterwards she still puts the blame on you and does not even apologize. That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Her and her family are still blaming OP. That's sad. If you see that your partner is hurt by something you did, even a joke, any well-adjusted human being would apologize. Agreed. Also, if other people are not laughing, I wouldn't even call it a joke. So true. And you are correct to think that there is a time and place for jokes. Did we write this? I can imagine how hurtful and embarrassing it was to hear the no to your proposal in front of your family. Such a dick move. So true. The overall vote was not the asshole.
Love it.
Me too. Bad.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Ugh.
I have another messy one. Am I the asshole for not showing up to my own engagement after finding out my boyfriend was planning to propose? I feel like this is some shit that I would do if it wasn't like what I wanted.
Yeah.
Or if I saw the ring.
You're like, no, he could try again. Yeah.
I, female 28, have known for a while that my boyfriend, male 38, was going to propose. We've been talking about marriage, rings, etc. for a while. I didn't know the when or where, but I thought I knew the how. This is because I've made it very clear that I would absolutely hate a public proposal. The very idea gives me hives and makes me queasy with anxiety. It's a personal preference / comfort zone thing and not an opinion on other people's proposals. There have been a few times when I thought he was going to ask, but I was wrong each time. I wasn't too disappointed because I knew it'd come eventually. The night of the conflict was my birthday last week. We were going out to celebrate, and he had even given me my gift early to wear to dinner, since it was the first time we'd be going out for my birthday since pre-COVID. We were meant to meet at the restaurant, but my dad called before I left asking if our big announcement tonight was baby related, and if so, he'd like to congratulate me in advance in case he didn't make it due to a travel delay. That's so bad.
Yeah.
A few minutes into the call, I put two and two together and immediately called my best friend, who reluctantly confirmed my fears. She hadn't wanted to spoil my boyfriend's surprise, but she also tried her best to convince him to scale it down because she knew I wouldn't like what he had planned. At this point, I was very late and my boyfriend had been texting saying that I was going to make us lose our reservation. I called him and asked directly if he was planning a public proposal. He couldn't deny it, and after he told me he'd reserved the entire restaurant for 75 people, I told him that this wasn't what I wanted and that I'd be happy to attend, but only if he promised to not do it in front of everyone there. He said he told some people and that word got around and they were now expecting a proposal, so he was going to do it. Otherwise, we would have wasted everyone's time and money coordinating and getting them down there. I said that if he insisted on doing this in a way which made me uncomfortable, I wouldn't be coming at all. I hung up at that point and stopped answering because I was hurt. He's livid, and we've been fighting all week because I embarrassed him in front of our friends and family by not showing up. He says I'm making a big deal of it when we both know I would have said yes, and that I'm being ungrateful because any other woman would kill for a boyfriend who would go through the trouble to make a grand gesture. While I agree that I just got the chills because I'm livid.
Oh, no.
While I agree that I had every intention of saying yes when I knew it was coming, I don't like being put on the spot or being made to feel obligated to say yes because of an audience. He said he won't consider proposing again until I apologize for embarrassing him and promised to chill out about my preferences in the future. I don't feel like I should because he knew I would have preferred something more intimate and romantic.
All right. We love a queen who does not budge on her expectations.
Or boundaries.
Yes.
Facts. The gaslighting of it all.
No.
Any woman would be so lucky to have a man like me who put all the time in it. Really?
Bye.
Any woman would be so lucky to have a man who doesn't listen to what she wants, does whatever he wants, regardless of the anxiety that it's going to put her through, and then gaslights her when she asks him to tell the truth and tells him her truth. That's what any woman would feel lucky to have. I wouldn't.
Excuse me.
This man. Oh my God.
The audacity.
This is worse than I thought.
Yeah.
I feel like this speaks to his character.
Yeah. I would be so upset.
Yeah.
I think, like, I am not quite as strong as OP. I would have been like, fine.
I think I would have too.
You know, I would have been like, let's just go through with it. But like,
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. I'm like very upset about it. I'm going to be really uncomfortable the entire time you're proposing. And
Yeah.
I might even have PTSD from it. Might not want to look at the pictures.
Yeah, literally,
You know,
so
like,
true.
Might not have happy memories around it because I'm
Yeah.
like so uncomfortable. But I think I would still probably go through with it because of the expectation.
Yeah.
And that everyone's there and stuff. But oh my gosh, that's horrible. He knows that's not what she wants.
That's really bad.
It even would have been better if he maybe did it ahead of time, like proposed in an intimate setting, and then they went to this party.
Yeah.
Where they could like see all their friends and family. But like, this is not the way to go about it. Like, you need to take other people into consideration.
Yes.
And sorry if this is the first time you're hearing that, but that's a fact of life.
Yeah. This guy really thought he did something. He's like, oh, I'm going to plan this huge thing. No, how about we listen to our partners when they tell us what they need? Not even
Yeah.
what they want. Because, yeah, she wants an intimate proposal, but in order to not be filled with panic and anxiety, she needs an intimate proposal.
Yeah,
That is not okay.
I know.
So what this man did, like, he really disregarded his partner's well-being, I feel like, and mental health. Because who knows how bad her anxiety is. It's like, I don't know. It seems like it's pretty bad, though.
Yeah, if her friend knew enough to like try and convince him to change his plans, then like,
Yeah, that's so bad.
this is something she deals with probably. So.
Yeah, that's so bad. I would be livid and I would deeply rethink the character of my partner because I feel like if every single thing in the relationship was perfect and this was the only thing, I would be like, what made you choose this?
Right.
Like, what made you disregard everything that I've ever asked regarding the subject?
Yeah.
And go deeper there?
Because like, even if it's what he wanted, there's no compromise in this situation.
Exactly. Which is not fair.
Yeah.
And if they can't come to a compromise on a proposal, it's like, that's not even, I don't know. It just is so bad because it's not even just what she prefers. It's actually about her mental health as well. That's so bad. But I think if this is in character for him, like if this is normal and he always typically just does what he wants and makes the decision that he thinks is best for you, regardless of what you've been telling him, I wouldn't want to marry that person.
I know. That's tough.
That's really bad. He's gaslighting you, though. He's completely in the wrong, and he did it to himself. Not him saying you're embarrassing him.
Yeah, and that you need to say sorry.
Yeah, he's embarrassing himself. Bad. Oh my God. The anger that flowed through my veins when I read that sentence. Top comment. Just for fun, let's imagine this attitude 10 plus years in the future. I'll call it, I know you said ... but I know you said you want cheese pizza and hate pepperoni, but everyone else loves pepperoni, so I got you pepperoni instead. I know you said you hate surprises, but most people love them, so I threw you a giant surprise party. I know you said you don't want to have kids, but everyone loves babies, so I switched out your birth control. Surprise! I know you said you didn't want me to video the birth of our child, but everyone loves birthing videos, so I made one and shared it with our family and friends. That's life with someone who puts what he and everyone else thinks and wants ahead of what you explicitly state you want. Think hard, very hard, about marrying this man. It might be the last choice you get to make 100% on your own, not the asshole. I agree. Like, if this is his character, I wouldn't want it. I think most people wouldn't either if you look at it in black and white.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's like he thinks he knows what's best for you, but like,
Yeah.
so he just goes ahead and disregards everything else. That's so annoying.
Yeah. Or it's like not even what he thinks is best, but like just what he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
And like what he prefers.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't even care what she prefers.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. Ugh, mad. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for proposing to my girlfriend? Backstory and other information. I love my girlfriend and she loves me and our families love each other, etc. She has sent me photos of engagement rings in the past, taken me to jewelry stores, called me hubby, etc., essentially hinting that she wants me to propose. With that said, I had been planning to propose to her for the past several months. I put in effort into making reservations, earning enough money for where I wanted to do it, and decided it would be best to do it in a foreign country while we were on vacation. She has a tendency to snoop through my phone while we were resting in bed, not for any trust issues or anything like that, honestly, but because she gets bored and enjoys reading conversations I have with a couple of my best friends. That's weird.
I don't know about that.
Not for any trust issues or anything like that, honestly.
It's not like there's a shortage of entertainment online.
So true. And if anything, if I was curious about the conversations that any of my friends or my partner had with other friends, like you could just ask them like, oh, what do you guys talk about when you text so much?
Right.
And then if he's like, oh, sports, she could be like, really? Like what do you guys say to each other? Like how, like what are some of the conversations like? If you're genuinely curious, who the fuck is reading their partner's text messages with their best friend just because they're bored?
No.
That's real weird. Okay. That's not the point of this story, but okay. Just stop me in my tracks.
Literally.
With that said, fast forward to last month, I was talking to an unrelated friend that I hadn't spoken to in over a year via text. He asked me if I am getting engaged, and I said yes, I plan on proposing while I am on vacation. I gave him no other information, not the where, the how, or the time. Only that it will be while we are on vacation. She snoops through my phone. See, the thing is, he's calling it snoops through my phone.
Right.
So it's not.
And then says she's not snooping.
Yeah.
In like the sense of the word, but.
Right. Right.
I'm confused.
I feel like it's either non-consensual or it's not snooping.
Right.
Like if he's not like, here you go, read up, it's snooping and it's weird, especially if she's picking up his phone when he's not handing it to her.
Yeah.
This is really weird. Okay.
Read a book. Like, yeah. I'm so confused about.
Or just talk to your partner. Like,
yeah.
Why do you have to, if you're curious about his friends, like talk to him about them. Okay. I'm flabbergasted right now. Okay. Where was I? She snoops through my phone a couple of weeks later and comes across this text. Oh, she's going deep. She's looking for texts that are a couple weeks back. Okay. And comes across this text. She apologizes, but is now insisting I propose elsewhere because the surprise is ruined. This made me very upset because the whole reason I booked tickets for this vacation and booked the best hotel room and suites is because I planned on proposing to her there. Am I the asshole for getting mad at her and insisting that the engagement and proposal still occurs during our vacation despite her wishes? Wow, this is interesting because it's very similar to the last story, except the guy is asking, should I do what my girlfriend no longer wants? But it's like she brought it on herself.
Yeah. It's slightly different because she's not asking it for like an anxiety or mental health issue. It's just because she wants to be surprised and now she won't be surprised.
And it's like her actions is what ruined her dream proposal.
Right.
So should her boyfriend now oblige and do what she wants and cancel the whole thing and plan a new surprise? Or should she face the consequences of her own actions and have to receive a proposal that she knows is coming? Because on one hand, you're like, proposals are about everyone. She's setting a boundary. She wants it to, I mean, that doesn't really count as a boundary, I feel like. Just preferring that it's a surprise.
Yeah. Because it's like, it sounds like it's respecting what she would have wanted. Like you said, like it's probably her dream proposal. Like her partner probably planned it based on like knowing what she would have wanted. So it's not like he's disrespecting anything really.
She is really the definition of you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes because she did this to herself.
I know. I'm not over the fact that she just like goes through her partner's phone when she's bored.
That's not normal.
No.
Nor is it healthy, I think.
We're here to tell you that is not normal.
Yes.
If you're doing that or your partner does it to you, stop.
I have never met anyone who admitted that if they do it, if it's a healthy relationship. That is so bizarre. But I know that's not the point of the story, but that's a problem itself. I think they need to go to therapy regarding that.
Yeah.
first.
It'd be one thing if they'd be like, I had a really funny conversation today. Do you want to read it?
Oh, yes. That's different.
Or like says there's something worth looking at on my phone. Here you go.
Yeah.
But it's like she just takes the phone and
yeah,
goes weeks back.
And it seems habitual. Like, it doesn't seem like this is the first time this is happening.
I'm just thrown off by this.
Me too. I'm flabbergasted about the texting thing. I just feel like that's the root of their problem.
Yes.
I guess let's compare it to something that's less, quote, important than a proposal. If it was a birthday party where you booked a restaurant, you invited a bunch of people, you spent a bunch of money, you did a lot of planning, a lot of time and energy and money went into it. If your girlfriend was snooping through your phone, and you knew that she would enjoy this party because she loves surprises. This is exactly what she wants. But then she was snooping through your phone. And I'm going to bet that that is rooted in she doesn't trust you. Even if it's a very deep subconscious place that it's coming from, maybe she doesn't even know. In her mind, she's like, I trust him. I just want to read his text messages for fun. There's no one that I'm habitually reading their text messages if I trust them.
No.
I think she's either lying to herself or she doesn't even recognize what she's doing. I don't know. But anyway, if your girlfriend found out about the surprise party you were planning for her, would you then cancel the whole thing and replan it at a different place, different day, different time, just because she snooped through your phone? I would think most people wouldn't.
No. I mean, specifically for me, if I was the one planning the party and then they found out about it and they like told me they found out about it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, like there's no hiding it. Like,
yeah,
if they know like all the details and, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, we were planning a party for you, but this is what it's like. I would own up to it, but then maybe on the side I might try and plan a mini surprise within the party just so that
that's a good idea.
I personally still get the satisfaction of like giving them a surprise and making them happy, and then they still kind of get that surprise factor. Sorry, I said surprise 100 times, but yeah, I wouldn't cancel it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, now that she knows, she can like pack what she wants to wear.
True.
And maybe she could say, did you book a photographer? Or, you know, like,
true. There's
a silver lining, but I would definitely not cancel and replan. That's like way too much effort. I know it's a proposal and like that's a big deal, but it's just, that's a lot of time and effort. And maybe you can like choose a different day on the trip to do it. So that she still doesn't exactly know when it will be, or...
Well, he said it was just on vacation, so I don't think she knows what day it was going to be.
Okay, so there's that, like...
Yeah.
What's the problem, ma'am?
I guess he could also propose beforehand. Like, yeah, don't cancel the trip.
Yeah.
But he was like, the only reason I booked these expensive accommodations was because of the proposal. It pisses me off. I just want to make it clear. It pisses me off that she ruined the surprise for herself, and I think she should face consequences for that, even if the consequences aren't like canceling the engagement or changing the engagement or whatever. Maybe the consequence is she can no longer ever read his phone or something. Like, that has to stop immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm just like mad at her in my mind. So now I'm like, yeah, she should have to have the engagement. But I'm like, okay, let's be real. Like, okay, she read his phone. It's not like she fucking killed someone. But maybe he could propose prior to the trip.
That's
true.
And
then the trip is to celebrate the engagement.
Yeah.
Or he could be honest with her and be like, fine, I won't propose on the trip, but because of our financial situation, you will not receive a proposal on a vacation. Like, you will now receive a proposal in a very low-key, normal setting.
Yeah.
Because I cannot afford to cancel this trip and replan a different one that you don't know about. And also, if they're going on trips this rarely, that this, like, special accommodation is, like, just for this proposal, it's never going to be a surprise. The next time he plans a trip that's so special at a 5-star resort, do we really think she's not going to expect it?
I know.
When the last trip that got canceled because she found out about the engagement was for the proposal, like, is this one just not going to be for the proposal?
Yeah. And it's a shame that she's not self-aware enough to realize she brought it on herself.
Yes.
Honestly, if it were me, if I, for whatever reason, read my boyfriend's text for fun and ruined a surprise, I honestly don't know if I would tell him, because I would probably realize all the time and effort he put into this, and I wouldn't want to, like, ruin it for him.
I think so too.
You know, like, yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah. I think she's being really selfish.
That's crazy that she's like, all right, like, I found out about it, so redo it.
I know.
Do it again. No. I was gonna say, though, like, if he really wanted to, like, catch her off guard, they should do something, like, really crazy where, like, you physically could not get down on one knee, like, go horseback riding or something, and then figure out how to propose, like, mid-ride. She would never see it coming.
That's true.
You're too busy riding your horse.
Yeah.
How would you get on one knee?
Mid-air skydiving.
Yeah. Lose the ring.
Oh, my God. Have you ever seen those videos of people proposing on, like, a dock or like a deck or something, and the ring like either falls through or almost falls through? Could you imagine?
I know. I've heard some of them are staged, which makes me feel better.
Of course. Yeah.
But I get so stressed, so I'm like, I would rather them be staged.
Another crazy side note. So when that happens, I know this because someone that I know lost his glasses in, I guess they were on like a dock, or there was a harbor, and they were either on like the sidewalk or a dock, and he dropped his glasses into the water, and they had to hire a scuba diver to come out and search for them, and they found it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because he's like very visually impaired without them. So if you lose your ring in a bay or like a body of water, you could get it back. I mean, there's a possibility that it could be gone by then, but it's like likely just at the bottom of the river, and you can just pay someone.
Go on Craigslist, find someone who likes to scuba dive. Yeah. Spends all their free time scuba diving.
Well, it's a job, so maybe it's not even free time. Maybe it's their full-time gig.
I'm just saying, like, maybe someone who's already down there, you're like, if I give you a few extra bucks, will you look around? Wait, that's a better
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just like see someone swimming, snorkeling. You're like, you guys want to make $10? Go look for this $30,000 engagement ring. I'd be so sad. Yeah. Not the asshole. If you happily let her snoop, you shouldn't keep messages about surprises for her on your phone. I'm sure you know this now. You're not an asshole, but you walked into this. Wow, I didn't think about that. Also,
but is he letting her snoop?
I know. That's what I really wonder. Like, is he actually happy about this?
Like, is he controlling? Maybe he's allowing it, but does he control the timing of it? Like, is she just reaching for the phone whenever she wants, or is he giving it to her?
Yeah.
Because if he's giving it to her, then yes, he should delete some text beforehand. But if she's just going for it whenever she wants, then that's hard to control.
Right. Because obviously it's common for guys to do that, because partners, it's just like you look at your partner's phone. So my friend that proposed, he was like, every time somebody called him or texted him about it, he would immediately delete the text, delete the phone call, because if you were to just like see over your shoulder, like borrow your phone for a second to call or do whatever, that's not weird. So I guess, yeah, he could have deleted those conversations, but is it on him though? Like, I don't know. I just still think it's really bizarre that he is letting her read all these conversations. I don't know. I didn't think about that. It's a good point. Also, she should let you propose however you want to. She's not being an asshole per se, just asking more than she should. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. The second top comment is, not the asshole. You put a ton of effort into this to make it special, and she ruined her own surprise. If it were me, I'd still do it. I feel like I would too. But let's say that they're both just abnormal, and her reading his text messages is actually some form of healthy. Like, maybe he does fully consent and she is just like entertained by this niche thing. In that case, he probably should know that there's a chance that she's gonna see the messages. But just because he didn't think of every single possible thing that he could do to maintain the element of surprise, is he an asshole? Like, absolutely not.
Maybe he wanted her to know.
Maybe he wanted her to know, so he texted his friend that he hadn't spoken to in a year in hopes that the friend would ask, are you getting engaged soon? He told the friend, and then 3 weeks later, he handed his phone to his girlfriend, and he said, hey, babe, are you bored? I have something for you to do.
I have a really interesting conversation from 3 weeks ago.
And then she read it just so he could gaslight her into thinking it was her fault.
Oh, true. I was going to say maybe he wanted her to know because he was so stressed that he could no longer keep it a secret, and it just made him less stressed if they both went into the proposal knowing about it together and it was a joint thing and not solely on him.
Wow. There are so many possibilities.
They're endless. Endless. I don't truly believe that.
No,
I'm
neither
just
do
joking.
I. But I'm like, is OP weird too? Because the girlfriend's definitely weird.
Mm-hmm.
Reading the conversations is definitely weird. Is OP weird? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an asshole regardless of what he decides, though. I think she dug her own grave on this one.
Yeah. Sorry, girlfriend.
Sorry.
Here we go. Not the asshole.
Okay, well, I had like 21 stories, so maybe we just do like 2 more.
Sure. You can always do a part 2.
Yeah, I think
and
we
3
have to do
and
part
4.
2. Yeah, there's so many.
Let us know if you like these.
Yes,
if you like
is this an
topic.
entertaining episode? What do you think is more entertaining, listeners? This episode or reading your partner's text conversations with or without their consent?
What would you rather be doing right now?
Yeah. Maybe the next episode we just read other people's text conversations.
That sounds lovely.
The ultimate form of entertainment. Fiancé wants to keep how we got engaged a secret. So I've been trying to propose to my girlfriend for a while now. It finally ended up happening on a double date with my sister and her boyfriend. I put the ring in my girlfriend's beer and asked what was in her drink. She looked, laughed, and we chugged our beers with her so she could get her ring. She was so happy, and there's a great video of it that my sister got. After we left where I proposed, she texted everyone letting them know that she was finally engaged. All was good until her best friend told her that she was not happy because she wasn't there. And she told my fiancé that she wasn't going to be her maid of honor since she missed an important part and told her to never text her again. My fiancé, devastated by her reaction, is sad, and it kind of ruined the whole night. She cried herself to sleep. The next morning, she texts her best friend, and she ends up lying about how we got engaged. She told her a completely fabricated story that does not include my sister being there or anyone except for us. Even the location of where I proposed was a lie. Her friend ends up apologizing, and they make up. If her best friend knew that my sister was there and was the one that recorded the whole thing, her best friend would not talk to her anymore. So now my fiance told me that I have to lie to all of my friends and tell them the same story so she doesn't find out. The only people who know the real story is her family and my family. When we got engaged, I expected us to actually celebrate it and not have to be so secretive. She told everyone not to post anything online, and we will just keep this lie alive as long as we can. I'm upset about it, and I want to know if my feelings are valid. Why is she choosing to protect her feelings over mine? We got engaged. Her best friend is making it all about her, and my fiance went right along with it. I wanted to talk to her about it tonight, but I don't know if I was being sensitive about it or not. Any advice would be much appreciated. This did not go in the direction that I thought it was going to go from the title. Wow. There's so much wrong here.
Wild.
Actually, there's really not so much wrong here. There's really just one main problem.
I truly thought she was going to be embarrassed that it was put into beer and that she had to chug.
Right. She seemed happy. No, she was happy with it.
But she laughed, chugged.
She was
got
happy
a video
with it until her best friend attacked her.
Yeah, this took a turn.
This took a big turn. I have to say it. That person is not your best friend.
Mm-mm.
You might call them your best friend, but what is actually a best friend? It is the best friend that you have.
Exactly.
Literally. What would a great friend do? Like, what would a good friend do in this situation? What would a better friend do? What would the best possible friend do? This is not your best friend.
No, sorry.
This might not even be your friend.
No. She's manipulative.
Yes.
Selfish.
Yes. It's bad.
I need to think of a third word, but
yeah. She's a bad friend if she is a friend. And if you have to lie to her for the rest of your life
to protect her feelings.
Yes. And to maintain a friendship or a relationship at all with her, that's not worth it.
No.
I've heard this idea of like, when you are trying to protect someone else's feelings, there are certain times where you have to choose who you want to protect and who you want to hurt. Because in some situations, what you're doing to try to protect one person's feelings might be the very thing that is hurting someone else's feelings. And in this situation, that's what's happening. So what she's choosing to do to protect her best friend's feelings, the action is lying literally for the rest of her life and telling everyone else in her life to also lie about it. That is hurting her partner, her fiance, the person that's going to wake up to her every day for the rest of their lives. Is that worth it? I don't think so.
No, ma'am.
And also, if I got engaged and I called my best friend and she was like, you got engaged and I wasn't there, you're not going to be my maid of honor anymore. And I never want you to talk to me again, and hung up, I would be like, there's something deeply wrong with this person.
That is a wild first reaction to have.
Wild.
I can't even remotely picture myself doing that. Like, I cannot figure out how someone could do that.
And I think that if the best friend was sad and was let down that she wasn't there, valid.
Yeah.
So valid. You're allowed to want to be a part of your best friend's happy moments. And you're allowed to be a little bit sad if you weren't there for something you wanted to support her in. But the answer to feeling sad about that is not to destroy your relationship forever. It's to, if you're going to express it at all, wait until the right time and place, and then support her in every other moment that she chooses to include you in.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine, there's no friendship or relationship in my life that if I was not there for a happy moment, I would never speak to them again. That's not normal.
I am shocked. No, it's not. Another person who is weird here. Sorry.
So true. Another freaking weirdo.
Yeah. The world is full of them. And I can't stand it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, if you're sad that you missed out on a happy moment, you can create a new one in your own way. Like, you can get her a very nice engagement gift and bring it to her and her fiance and bring them out for dinner, have a nice night, throw them an engagement party so it's still like related to this happy moment in her life. And
yeah, absolutely.
The start of her wedding planning and marriage and everything. Like, there's things you can do to make yourself feel better if you're truly like that sad and need something to help yourself through.
I agree. And also, is this girl gonna do this with in order to maintain this friendship, are you gonna have to include her in every single happy thing that you ever do in your whole life? And if you don't, she will just decide to never speak to you again? Because if that's the case, then this is not someone you need to spend time wasting your energy on.
No.
It's just so bizarre.
I can't imagine going through life like scared that every decision that I make could end my friendship.
Yeah.
Or every decision that I don't make, because that proposal was not her decision and it's still risked ending the friendship.
So true.
That is stress that you don't need.
That's
Sorry.
insane. I just want to clarify that I totally can understand being upset or being like slightly jealous of someone else that was there. Like, Trish, if you got engaged and I don't know, someone else was there and I wasn't, I'd be like, oh damn, I wish I could have been there too.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
But am I gonna be like, I'm never gonna talk to you again?
Yeah.
Like, well, then you're really never gonna experience happy moments with her.
Yeah.
Like, what? How could that be the solution? Insane. I would strongly encourage the wife to tell the girlfriend the truth. And if the friend decides to not be in the life anymore, bye.
Bye.
Crazy. Crazy. The top comment was no. Hard no. This is an important event in your life, not the life of this other random girl who's not involved in it. Your engagement and your wedding are not about what's her name. Her reaction was freaky and scary, and your fiance's reaction to her reaction was just straight up weird. So we're on it with the top comments today. Tell her that you're going to tell the truth and not participate in this crazy, and that you're offended by her choosing someone else over you in regards to your engagement. You're going to be married, so the two of you need to choose each other and make each other the most important person in your life, not this psycho. We are just so on it with the top comments today.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. I'm scared of the best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. I'm scared.
Yeah. I fear people like this. Am I the asshole for ruining my sister's boyfriend's proposal? I, female 26, was invited to my grandparents' 54th wedding anniversary along with the rest of my family. My 28 female sister brought along her 39 male boyfriend. Side note, I love it when the age and the gender is in front of the word instead of after. Because you know how when they say like my 24 female girlfriend, 24 female, it's like I think that the descriptor is for the next person, not the like my.
Yeah.
This one's written so well. It's irrelevant. Okay. My female 28 sister brought along her 39 male boyfriend, which wasn't unusual as they've been dating for 3 years now. I've never liked him due to their large, in my opinion, age difference. 39 to 28?
11 years.
Okay. I guess that's large. It's just always been really awkward being around him, which may be my fault as I've been cold to him. I'm going to say that's your fault. Our parents don't seem to have any issues with him. Anyways, at their anniversary dinner, my grandpa gave a speech about my grandma, which was really sweet. After his speech, my sister's boyfriend stood up and started tearing up and talking about how much he loved my sister. He then got down on one knee and proposed to her. I thought that this was really weird as it was my grandparents' anniversary dinner and it was supposed to be about them. I stood up and cleared my throat at them to try and send them the message that this was... Oh my God. That this was not the time and place. I know it probably wasn't up to me to say something, but I've never liked my sister's boyfriend, and I thought this was a really inappropriate setting. My sister's boyfriend then started yelling at me, saying that I was ruining their special moment. My sister just stood next to him with her arms crossed. No one else said anything, and we left immediately after. I feel like I've ruined my grandparents' anniversary and, on top of that, made my sister and her boyfriend mad at me. Our mom and dad have yet to say anything, and I can't stop thinking about how awkward the whole situation was. Am I the asshole? Oof.
All right, here we are again, where things just don't go together in my brain.
Yeah.
An anniversary party is its own thing.
Right.
And it is plenty of its own thing that it doesn't need something else added into it or overlapping into it.
Yeah.
And an engagement is its own thing in its own right, and it is enough, and it doesn't need to be paired up with an anniversary party or a baseball game.
A Taylor Swift concert. A Disney World trip.
It's just that, okay, sorry, but that I think is in bad taste, and he didn't have to do it right after the speech either.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's so awkward. And it's not like it's his family where he's surrounded by like his relatives and he's standing up after his grandfather's speech. It's like he's like the outsider.
I think he definitely made a mistake here.
Yeah.
Unless it was planned, but I'm going to guess by the reaction of everyone else and they left right after and whatever, it was not planned.
Right. Like, did you get permission? It doesn't sound like it.
Right. Because if he had permission, odds are someone else in the family would be like, hey, girl, like, we talked about this. Yeah. It's all good. So we're going to guess it's not planned. Standing up and clearing your throat to try to stop what's happening. I almost feel like at that point, though, it's done.
Yeah.
So is standing up and clearing your throat to try to stop it the best way to go about it? Probably not. I mean, does it make you an asshole that you're trying to maintain the attention on your grandparents? Like, no, because that was her intention. But also, was it her intention? Because she gave a lot of background about how she doesn't like her sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, would she have messed up the proposal regardless of the setting? Maybe.
True. And would she have messed up this setting proposal if she liked the boyfriend? Because I feel like that might be where her asshole title comes in, knowing those things.
Yeah.
Like if she could really admit that it wasn't about the grandparents, it was about, I just don't like this guy, and doing it at my grandparents' party was like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like if that was the thing, I don't know. It just seems like weird that she doesn't like the guy.
Yeah.
Like the only reason you don't like him is because there's an age gap in their relationship. Like that's kind of your own fault for choosing to rule someone else out just because of that.
Yeah, it's a bit narrow-minded.
Right.
I feel like if you truly were trying to save the anniversary party, you would have gone about it in a more subtle way. But standing up and clearing your throat, like, you're drawing even more attention to, like, yourself and what's going on.
Yeah.
And making it so much more awkward because you're being so open about the fact that you're trying to stop it, like, mid-proposal.
Yeah. If she did have good intentions, it really backfired because if she just said nothing, I'm sure everyone would be happy, even the grandparents. Like, I feel like by that age, you're like okay with not having everyone's attention 24/7. Like at a party, I mean, like I shouldn't say that. Like by that age, I feel like you'd be okay with sharing a lovey party. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if she just said nothing, I don't think the grandparents would have been that butthurt. And if anybody else was butthurt, they would have negative perceptions of the boyfriend, but now they have negative perceptions of OP. So, was she an asshole? Kinda. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds a bit... It's like she didn't do it for the right reasons. Like, she's telling us she did it for one reason, and that's not...
Yeah, I agree.
What was going on, so, yeah.
Yeah. But I also think that the guy made a mistake. But, you know, maybe he was just really caught up in the moment, and he was really inspired by this love between the grandparents, and he's like, I want that. Maybe he was pure in what he was doing.
Yeah, we don't know anything about him except for that he's 39.
So true. So true. Yeah, I do think that everyone made a mistake. The overall vote was everyone sucked.
Yeah.
Top comment, everyone sucks here. Sister's boyfriend is an asshole for having the absolute audacity to make someone else's celebration about him. The yelling at you was ridiculous. Oh, I forgot he yelled at. Okay.
Oh, true.
I forgot that it turned into like a yelling
Yeah, that's
match.
bold.
Yeah.
That's pretty bold.
Okay, he sucks too. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just so gross and tacky. Sister is an asshole for going along with the above. I'd be livid and completely humiliated if I were her. You're an asshole for making an even bigger scene. Had you just let it play out, the anniversary celebration probably could have been salvaged. I agree. Your poor grandparents deserved better. I agree.
Aww.
Yeah, that's bad. There was an edit. The sister's boyfriend was her professor in college, and that's why I initially didn't like him. I'm on your side now, actually. This morning, my grandma sent out an email to everyone who attended their anniversary celebration. She said that the proposal had not been pre-approved by her and my grandfather, but that she hoped we could all move past such an awkward situation. Mature queen.
Matriarch.
True. She also left me a voicemail saying that she understood why I did what I did and that she agrees with me, but in the future she would like to pass judgment at her own events. Thank you for everyone that commented. I understand that I was in the wrong here. As for my sister and her boyfriend, not fiancé, they aren't engaged. Her boyfriend took back his proposal and claimed that he was drunk when he proposed. That might make more sense as to why he yelled at me. I think that's even worse, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an excuse. I think that makes it worse.
Yep.
Yeah, messy. I do think everyone sucks.
If I got proposed to while someone was drunk and then they took it back,
The relationship might be over.
yeah, I would be upset about the way how it went down, and then I would be upset about the takesies backsies.
I would definitely be upset about the takesies backsies.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yeah. This is bad. This is real bad.
I'm sorry to that whole family.
I am too.
That sucks for all of you.
I agree. The only mature person here is the grandma. Well, maybe not. Maybe the sister's mature. I don't know. Shout out to the grandma, though. You know what's up.
Yeah.
You're not an asshole.
We'll throw you a new party, too.
True. They should just throw a second party.
Yeah.
And they should be like, no proposals.
Yeah. We didn't realize we had to say this explicitly, but no proposals this time.
Okay. Speaking of proposing at an event, we'll do one more story. Am I the asshole for ruining a proposal at a wedding? So I, male 27, am a part-time DJ. I mostly DJ for family and friends. I'm not really a professional. I just do it for a little side cash from time to time. Last weekend, I got invited to DJ on the cheap at a wedding for a friend of a friend. At the wedding, while everyone was on the dance floor, one of the guests, we'll call him Kevin, approached me and asked if I could play the song Golden Hour. It was an odd request because at this time, all the guests were literally hopping around and dancing, but I was told to take all requests, so I did it anyway. When I started playing it, the dance floor started to clear up, and then Kevin invited some woman onto the dance floor, and they started slow dancing for a bit. A few people joined them, including the bride and groom. Then at that one part of the song, Kevin got down on one knee knee, and I knew right away that he was going to propose. I didn't think it was right, especially because they were in the middle of the dance floor with all eyes on them, and I kind of felt like if this happened, I would take the fault because I was the one to put the romantic song on out of nowhere. So instead of letting that happen, as soon as he pulled out the box, I started to play Boogie and turned up the volume instead. After that, Kevin just side-eyed me and got up, and everyone else sat down. After that, nothing else really happened, and the tension was very thick. After the wedding, no one really brought it up, and I obviously thought I wasn't the asshole, and the friend that was friends with the bride said that I wasn't. But then a bunch of the family started to message me. It turns out that Kevin was the bride's brother, and the family kept asking why I did that. I told them that proposing at someone else's wedding was not appropriate. They told me that I shouldn't have an opinion because I was just the DJ, and now Kevin got publicly humiliated because some people knew that this was going to happen, so they were taking videos and live on Instagram that all their friends could see. I responded with, that would have made the newlyweds hurt, but then they came back with, you shouldn't have assumed that the bride didn't want that. That part got me thinking because I was mostly communicating with the bride about arrangements, and she was very chatty before the wedding, but after that, she kept giving me one-word answers. So I assumed she is mad at me, but then again, when she paid me, she almost doubled the amount for what I was asking for, with a generous tip. So I'm not sure if the bride actually knew. I just think she would have told me. But am I the asshole for assuming?
Okay.
This is ridiculous. Wow.
I'm dying at the Instagram live.
I know.
Getting ruined.
Not them preparing Instagram lives and videos, but not giving the vendors a heads up.
I know.
That is your own fault.
Yeah. Honestly, good on the DJ. He really tried to salvage what he could of that moment.
I think so too.
Yikes.
This is a lesson for everyone. Well, okay. I feel like any DJ would be looking out for their bride.
Yeah.
And their couple. So, no, I don't think he's an asshole at all.
Mm-mm.
I do feel like when the family was coming at him and they were like, you're an asshole, why would you do that? For him to be like, it would hurt the couple. Maybe he could have said, typically, if that is planned, my couple tells me that beforehand. So I do anything I can to keep the bride and groom happy.
Yeah.
And that's why I did that, because that's just what's true.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He had good intentions.
Yeah. And I think that he could be like, if you needed me to play a certain song at a certain time and not change the song in the middle, like most DJs do anyway, with most songs, the client that is paying him should have came to him and made the request, not anyone else. So I think the DJ's in the right.
I'm so curious about whether or not the bride wanted that to happen.
I am too.
This will be a mystery for the ages.
Yeah. Top comment, not the asshole. It was clearly not okay with the bride. The bride either didn't know or was coerced into allowing it. I think so too, because I think that if the bride knew, she wouldn't have given you the tip. And maybe she would have even motioned to you and been like, no, keep golden hour going. If the bride and groom planned it, they would have told the DJ.
Yeah.
If they were reasonable people, which they seem like they are because they gave their vendor a very generous tip after he did a good job.
Not the whole family messaging him and yelling at him.
How do they even know his name?
Right. That's crazy.
That's so weird. I'm on the DJ side.
Yeah.
I loved this episode.
This was fun.
I could keep going. I think we need to do part 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Please comment all of your opinions on engagement rings, proposals. Tell us everything. I feel like I have very strong opinions on this, but I know that some people have strong opinions and they feel the opposite.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could be a highly debated topic.
Yeah, we're not trying to offend.
Yeah, totally. You're all dumb. Just kidding.
Yeah, no one knows what they're talking about except for us.
Except us. And if you don't agree with us, you're stupid.
And keep your thoughts to yourself then.
Just kidding. We love you guys very much. And I always appreciate your comments, even when you don't agree with me. And thank you so much for listening. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.